let it shred.
Always a great one when it comes to managerial decision making. Some might say it's going to be very relevant to Mr. Koeman, that particular song, after tomorrow's game with Brighton.
It's not.
You're going down to Brighton to watch this game, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
By the way, that is, of course, the Moody Blues.
That's the Moody Blues.
Justin Hayward and John Lodge.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, although you say it's the Moody Blues, Justin Hayward, 71 today, celebrating his birthday.
Yeah.
And he was, the Moody Blues were an iconic band who came out of the 60s, 70s, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Still going strong, I think.
Yeah.
But the guy who actually singing that song was Denny Lane.
Oh, was it?
And Denny Lane moved from the Moody Blues to join Paul McCartney and form Wings. Well, Paul McCartney formed Wings. Denny Lane played with him and wrote some great songs there.
Did he?
And
you sure?
Yeah, oh, absolutely certain. Yeah. Denny Lane was the other element of Wings. And
no, I know he was in Wings, but I didn't know that he wrote that song and sang it.
What Go Now?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and he in the recordings I've seen of it, one of them he was playing the piano, which you could hear, very prominently. Another one he was playing the guitar, you know, because he was a very talented musician.
Right.
But the Moody Blues in the 70s, they came out of the sort of, peace and love man type era, you know what I mean?
They did.
And they had pretentious, album titles, For Your Children's Children's Children, and all this sort of nonsense.
Was that the name of one of their albums? You just made that up?
No, one of their albums was called For Your Children's Children's Children.
Right.
And, this is all about, peace and love, man, and all that kind of stuff, the sort of hippie era and all that kind of nonsense, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But nevertheless, 71 now, and, along with all those other people who are now 70, all those people in the 60s and 70s are still going strong.
Well, a lot of them are. I mean, I'm just looking up here. It says Denny Lane was in the band for 2 years, from 64 to 66.
Yeah, there you go.
And he was singing he did sing the band's first hit, Go Now. So that was their first hit, in fact.
Yeah, right. Well, that was a great song, I thought. And I thought after that they started making songs about... well, they weren't quite as good, the songs, I thought, after that. I thought that's why Denny Lane left, because he wanted a harder rock-type feel to the Moody Blues, and they didn't.
Well, Nights in White Satin wasn't exactly hard rock,
I was about to say, they wanted to be one of these sort of folk rock groups, you know what I mean?
Right.
Preaching peace and love.
Sure.
Thing like,
It might have been an influence of whatever they were smoking.
Yeah, it could well have been. But one of the lines to one of their songs was, why don't you ever... give me an answer when I'm going off to war. No, what was the line? It was,
What's going on inside your head?
1,000,000,000 questions about love and hate and war.
Yeah.
That's all that people talk about in the 60s.
Yeah.
Love, peace, hate, war.
Right, yeah.
Hey man, let's all bond together and live in tents, in fields, in Wales and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to like to do
or
that.
caravans in Wales, like you.
No, they didn't call them tents, they called them teppies. Let's all go live in a teppee in Wales.
I once interviewed a guy in a teppee, actually.
Did you?
He was the guy that wrote Alice's Restaurant.
Oh, really?
Arlo Guthrie.
Oh, yes. Okay. What was he doing living in a teppee?
Well, he lived in upstate New York, and I went to see him to interview him.
Oh, I
to
see.
talk to him about, I was doing some kind of...
So this wasn't in Wales, obviously.
No, it was a commemoration of Woodstock.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
And he lived not far away from the Woodstock farm.
Sure.
And instead of living in his house, he'd moved into the teppee in the garden.
Right, okay.
And he actually said it was a great place to live because it had all sorts of reasons to be much better than...
Like vibes.
Yeah, the vibes were better.
Yeah, the vibes were better, yeah.
So I had to interview him inside the teppee.
Yeah, well, I had to...
cool.
I once went to Colonel Gaddafi's tent, because he had a £10 million palace.
Well, he didn't have a teppee, though.
He had a tent.
Why are you turning this into another story about you?
Well,
we're talking about teppees.
He lived in the Idris barracks.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but he had a tent in the garden, like your mate had a teppee in the back of his garden.
But it was more like one of those things you put up for a wedding.
I bet your guy, Arlo Guthrie, was his name, was it? But he didn't have a camel tied up outside his teppee.
He didn't actually, no.
Colonel Gaddafi had a camel.
Yeah, a couple of horses. Got a tweet here from Jim. He says, don't forget the other local derby lunchtime kickoff, St Albans versus Boreham Wood.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth qualifying round in the FA Cup.
Huge one.
Let's talk about your trip to Brighton tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Because you're not quite sure yet how you're going to get there, but I can tell you who you might meet when you do get there.
Who?
Is that, that guy that walks around wearing Speedos?
Oh,
it's the Everton mascot.
Funny
He's the Everton mascot. He's walking for charity, right?
Yeah.
All the way from Merseyside to Brighton.
Well,
so maybe you should give him some of that money you've hoofed out of the supermarket coin machine.
You won't believe this, but I actually encountered him this week. His name's Speedo Mick, right?
Hey?
His name is
Speedo
Mick,
yeah.
And he prances around and he calls them Speedos. I thought Speedos were actually long sort of swimming shorts down to your knee.
They're very small swimming
shorts.
Well,
okay, so he wears these.
And
you know, good luck to him, but it's not something I would want to do. And he raises money, apparently, you know, and I wish him all the best in those efforts for charity, by going to every Everton game in his Speedos, and he has his picture taken and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you won't believe
it must be a bit cold. I mean, this time of year it's all right, but in the winter it must be really cold.
Now, midweek, right, just 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I had the need to go to the bank which controls the Two Mics company, okay?
Controls, well, it's not exactly sort of IBM, is it?
Well, it's not far off. If growth keeps continuing at this rate, you know, we have to think about it. But anyway, point is, this is in a place called Wallington in Surrey.
Right.
And I spent about half an hour in there sorting things out and all that kind of stuff, and, sorting out all the American situation, that kind of stuff. I come out, as I'm walking down the pavement, I can't believe I see a figure coming towards me, and he's half naked, you know, he's only got these little blue shorts on. And it's Speedo Mick.
Really?
And I thought...
What was he doing in your neck of the woods?
Well, this is what I couldn't work out. So anyway, I let him walk past, and then a very scruffy bloke about 100 yards behind was following him with a rucksack. So he was the equivalent of the support team, I suppose. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And then I looked I looked it all up, you know, on my...
Did he not recognise you then, the Speedo Mick?
I deliberately sort of turned away, because I didn't want to...
So you avoided him?
I didn't avoid him, but I didn't want him to lose his concentration on what he was doing, So...
Well, in case he might ask you for money.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I looked on my information machine to find out that Speedo Mick is in fact walking to Brighton.
No, I've just told you that.
Which would make complete sense, because he'd have to go through the centre of Surrey to get down into Sussex to get to Brighton.
Well, when did he leave Liverpool?
Well, I think about 5 or 6 days ago,
really?
or longer. If he's down in Surrey, like by Wednesday, it must have been a week ago, I suppose.
Yeah.
And he was plodding along there, and he had, you know, he had a flag, you know, sticking out of his bag with Everton written on it, and he had the word Everton written across the back of his Speedos.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
I found a bit disconcerting.
Well, if he's raising money for charity, it's got to be a good thing.
Well, you've got to support anybody who's raising money for charity, particularly if they're doing it by...
Well, not in your case. You turn away so he doesn't see you.
No, I didn't. No, I just did not want to distract him. He had a look of concentration on his face, and I thought, well, I don't want to break his concentration.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, wouldn't want to do that.
Anyway, well, next time you see him, perhaps you'd say hello.
Well, yes, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
We've already said